want tougher fighters. I want to be world champion. Zerto looks slow as shit tonight. That'd be easy work too. Badu Jack, I want everybody. Anthony Joshua, Gervonta, and Tommy, stop running.
I'm telling y'all, y'all Jake Paul haters, y'all exposed yourselves so badly last night. And I mean, embarrassingly last night. All of you Jake Paul haters, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. But first, I want to say, Floyd Schofield, the fight.
Tevin Farmer after his last fight. God.
Knocking out Tevin Farmer in the first round, dropping him 3 damn times. Brother, once again, I'm going to make this point again. This new era of fighters, these new cats out here looking like Tyson, and hell no, I ain't talking about Mike. Hell no, I ain't talking about Mike. I'm talking Sicily. These new fighters throw like Cicely Tyson, small tooth comb against the grain. I'm talking about the Keyshawn Davises of the world, Abdullah Mason, Brian Norman Jr., Floyd Schofield last night, Kermel Moulton, no hairline. Hairline shabby, kitchen on fire. Hair looking like a wet sucker dropped on the carpet. I'm talking Sidney Poitier, Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King, Diana Ross from The Wiz. Tyson, Sicily. Y'all, these kids here are demons. They're on demon time. They're whooping all asses. We're the past, bro. They're bringing the 60s back. These guys forget about trying to look clean. Forget about having necklaces down to the navel and all that shit, grills. These new kids are whooping ass, and they're taking the craft extremely seriously. But we're gonna get back on that. But let's talk about you Jake Paul haters who exposed yourselves horribly last night. Last night, I'm calling the fights. That Jake Paul fight, that event, they put on one of the best cards I've seen so far this year. Curiel versus Rodriguez was amazing. Rodriguez versus Griffin was amazing, which Rodriguez knocking out Griffin, come to find out that's the same Rodriguez that dropped Gervonta Tank Davis in sparring. You have what Floyd Schofield did to Tevin Farmer. You had that great fight with Zerto Ramirez and Dorticos. Great card. You had Holly Holm. Extremely fantastic card last night. And then the viewership doubled as soon as there was the main event, Jake Paul versus ShowBizz. For us boxing fans, the real ones, the night was over. We already had our fun. That was just cherry on a sundae, frosting, but the cake was done. We were already happy, but my viewership doubled. And all of you guys who jumped in there talking about boxing is dead, Jake is fake. Let me tell you, this is a circus. You guys look like clowns last night. None of you who viewed real boxing, which was lit, one of the best cards so far this year, y'all missed all of that. And you guys only viewed the circus and called Jake fake and everybody else clowns. Y'all look like clowns last night. All of you guys who are all over social media right now, who are going to be jumping in the comments all over X, talking about Jake Paul, but not Floyd Schofield, you guys are the casuals. You guys are the clowns. If boxing is dead, you're the reason why. Let me tell you something, what Jake Paul is doing. And I'm all for it. Jake Paul versus ShowBizz, was that scripted? I'll tell you this, ShowBizz definitely didn't try until at least the second half, okay? We can say that. But what Jake Paul is doing is he has crossover appeal for all of you clowns. He has crossover appeal. But MVP, Jake Paul, are putting together great matchups. So the point is to draw you guys to Jake Paul and trick you guys into loving boxing, because that card was lit. And I'm talking about even the prelims. There was a viral knockout in the prelims. Bro almost got his leg broken.
card, and here he is. And down goes Hardy. Oh, my!
All on DAZN was lit. That entire card was lit. And what he's trying to do is he know that he's a name with crossover appeal. That's the best way to make boxing hot, because the boxing fan is going to love boxing anyway. Us real ones going to love boxing anyway. He has to cross over and get people who would no other Saturday be consuming boxing, get them to consume boxing, be like, hold on, boxing is lit. But you guys didn't. You guys showed up at the bitter end. I'm telling you, watch boxing. Show up to boxing. What he's doing is brilliant, because Jake Paul is not going to be around forever. Of course not. All right? But MVP has plans to being around beyond Jake Paul and really taking this boxing thing seriously. Here's an example of, a clear example of what Jake Paul is trying to do. Him and Mike Tyson going viral. Now, Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano is headlining their own event. Because of that card, I told you, when you guys asked if Jake Paul was great for boxing, that is a clear example. How? Now you have guys on what Floyd Schofield did was on a Jake Paul card. There's new fans of Floyd Schofield today because of that. Now, here's another thing that's funny. Speaking of Jake Paul, okay? Jake Paul called out some real ones, Badu Jack. He called out Zurdo Ramirez, which Zurdo Ramirez versus Dorticos was the co-main. And I was wondering, is he really trying to fight the winner of this fight? He called him out. Not only that, they had to stare down.
Let's go!
Let's go. Thank you, everybody.
Jake Paul. If you guys hate Jake Paul, you'll be just fine. If he fights Zurdo Ramirez, that's the end. Zurdo Ramirez will beat the hell out of Jake Paul. And Jake, oh, you mother. Jake Paul calls Zurdo Ramirez slow, meaning he doesn't really know what he's looking at. What Zurdo Ramirez was doing against Dorticos was some of the best parrying I've ever seen. That guy was right there, like boop, 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 boop. His parrying, his defense was incredible. Hardly, not too much head movement, decent footwork. But this man was Bruce Leroy with the hands. Like, I couldn't believe, just all the punches Dorticos was throwing at him, his parries were on 10. His defense has really jumped up. We already know that he has a great chin. We already know, how durable he is, his endurance. We already know he's a volume puncher, and we already know he can punch, he can swat. What he would do with Jake Paul would be illegal in about at least 40 states. Now let's talk about the cake, all right? After exposing the Jake Paul haters showing up, talking about boxing is dead, and you guys showed up for the circus. You guys need to stop being clowns and start consuming boxing. Come on over to the war room. It's the boxing revolution. Speaking of which, I looked at last night, I think Rodriguez, the one who beat Griffin, I think he's signing a TKO deal. I looked at last night as the boxing revolution. I want you guys to hashtag boxing revolution. I looked at it as the new wave, all right? As how boxing events should go, the matchups. They made sure they put together matchups where it wasn't about Griffin, he lost last night. It was about the matchup being a great product for the fan. They're putting the type of matchups together that results in violence. When you look at last night, we were overly entertained, letting you guys know what boxing looks like at its very best. Skillful, but violent. Almost like, what did Bruce Lee say? A fight is like a play, but played seriously.
A good fight should be like a small play, but played seriously.
It should look beautiful, but look savage at the same time. That's when a sweet science is at its best. You have high-level skill fighters with the intentions to be violent. Griffin and Rodriguez was amazing, but that Curiel versus Rodriguez, sick. That fight was, I'm talking about haymakers and how Curiel hit and broke the nose of orbital bone, I think, of Rodriguez. Had his nose bleeding all in one uppercut. That shit was sick. At the end of this video, we're going to be in the Zone War Room and we're going to show some highlights of the full card on the Zone. Floyd Schofield, what do I have to say about him? What Floyd Schofield proved by knocking out Tevin Farmer in the first round, tell me how many times that happened. Especially not having an op as good as Tevin Farmer, period. Nowhere on his resume. Jumps up to that skill level. A guy that he actually admires, okay, him and his father, his whole family, they're cool. Jumps up to that skill level and do something to Tevin Farmer you haven't seen after a year off, over a year off since we've seen him against G-Iron, which wasn't his best performance. Against Tevin Farmer, who's been fighting Zepeda a million damn times. The guy is tuned up. And to stop him like that, with the right hand at the angle that he did, was phenomenal. Now you can't help but to really want Floyd Schofield III versus Shakur Stevenson Zepeda winner. That's like in 2 weeks. Okay, you can't help but to want Shakur, and you really want Shakur to beat Zepeda because of the rivalry, because you want that. Now, Shakur Stevenson was on Twitter talking about, you know, Tevin Farmer made a mistake. Don't get too hyped up about the Floyd Schofield thing. Now, be hyped, be excited, all right? And now Shakur Stevenson has to do what he has to do against Zepeda, which, if Shakur Stevenson is healthy, it shouldn't be that difficult for Shakur. If his hands aren't healthy, it's going to be a long night, okay? So we're going to see how that fight goes. But I'm just saying, with Floyd Schofield, be excited. You should be excited because Tevin Farmer is a real one. And for him to dismantle Tevin Farmer the way he did was incredible. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Yes. Ryan Garcia, Oscar De La Hoya falling out on social media. Right now, I kind of stopped following it because it's been back and forth so much. I can't really follow it all like that. But I want to say this. I knew something was going awry. Pun. When Oscar De La Hoya, after the Curiel fight, everybody was excited about that. When he said he wants him versus Rolly. We all know Ryan Garcia losing to Rolly, right, on the Times Square card, May 2nd. Him losing to Rolly, everybody expect Ryan Garcia versus Rolly rematch. For Oscar De La Hoya to right there on Jake Paul's undercard say what he said, I knew that was going to rub Ryan Garcia the wrong way. Ryan Garcia is still in the contract with Golden Boy. He said that he can't wait to whoop more of Oscar De La Hoya's fighters. I think he wants out. I'm not sure how many fights he has on that contract. It does look like Oscar De La Hoya, if he was doing it subconsciously or whatever, someone said in the war room that he's moving on from Ryan. I was like, no way. It sounds like he kind of is. Now they're back beefing and they're feuding again. Oscar De La Hoya saying Ryan Garcia is bipolar, all those things. Just acting like he's taking a high road, but he's definitely hitting him with a gut punch. Ryan Garcia, Oscar De La Hoya feuding all over social media looks hilarious. You know what I'm saying, with the whole Golden Boy thing. Their meltdown does nothing but really add a lot to the entertainment of Golden Boy. I want to say this though. As that goes on, the boxing world is moving forward. I can feel the wave of the boxing revolution. I think we all should be excited about these new up-and-comers. I think we all should be excited about Floyd Schofield. And I think the casual boxing fan, I think you all should start tuning in to the undercard and not just be focused on the main event. We're in the Zone War Room.
We in the Zone War Room.
Gentlemen, this is for the WBA Continental Lightweight Championship. We went over the rules in the dressing room. We all know what we expect out of each other. A good, strong, clean fight. Belt line's good here. Belt line's good here. Let's go to work.
Schofield in the white gloves, Tevin Farmer in the yellow. Tevin Farmer, after his last fight, got caught quick with a right hand! Just like that! Is Floyd Schofield about to take off to superstardom if he can blast out Farmer here in round one? And he's down again!
It's over.
Devin Farmer is nodding his head saying, I'm all right. He is not all right. He is on shaky legs. This fight is a couple of punches away from being finished.
Williams and Pena couldn't do the job. Floyd Schofield did. He's not a kid. He's a contender.
Your winner by knockout, and now the WBA Continental Lightweight Champion and still undefeated, Floyd Kid Austin Schofield.
Okay, fighters, let me give you the instructions in the locker room. I expect a good, clean fight. Listen to my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. This is a little high here. This is going to be good right here. You're good right here. It's going to go right here. Touch gloves. God bless you both.
Better stuff here from Rodriguez. Oh, big right hand from Griffin to buckle the legs of Rodriguez, who's trying to hold on. Land your punches and get out of danger. No sense in staying on the inside with a guy that can crack like that. And he got him again, did Rodriguez.
Two good left hooks for Julian Rodriguez.
And what Rodriguez seemed to be doing every time Griffin starts something, he finishes it.
On my scorecard.
Good counter left, but this is the fight that the crowd has been wanting. Tit for tat.
I think Griffin,
Oh, he dropped it.
landed.
And that could be a real game changer for Avius Griffin. Good right hand.
There he is. He hurt.
Oh, and he hurt him again.
He hurt.
Rodriguez stunned
He's
Griffin.
out.
And he's down for the first time in his career. And he might not get up.
Wow.
It's over.
guys.
Julian Rodriguez with a dramatic last round knockout.
Your winner by knockout, and now the WBA Continental Americas and WBC USA welterweight champion, Julian Hammer Hands Rodriguez.
Gentlemen, we're here for the NABF World Welterweight title as well as the WBA Eliminator. You both received your instructions in the dressing room. I'd like a good, clean fight, please. Listen to my instructions at all times. Ya te di las instrucciones atrás en el camarino. Quiero una pelea limpia y dura y sigan todas mis órdenes en todo el tiempo, ¿ok? Todos los guantes.
But he says he's coming off his best performance of his career. A win over Alberto Mosqueda.
You know one thing, you can hear those punches land solid, and it seems like Rodriguez, he's punching. A good counter left just landed by Curiel, and
Good
there he goes.
uppercuts. And Rodriguez not fighting back, just eating them.
Rodriguez doing one at a time, and Curiel is putting combination together, and you can see the results.
Ooh, those are crunching shots, and you could hear the power. Down goes Rodriguez.
His nose is broken.
Oh, my.
Shattered.
That is if he makes it to the end of the round. A minute to go here in the fourth.
Nice fake. I like that.
Rodriguez covering up. He might be ready to surrender. The referee says no more.
Early stop.
Raul Curiel, win number 16, knockout number 14.
Winner by knockout, and still undefeated, and still the NABF champion, Raul Curiel.
Doctor, mira, aquí está bien, si quieres. God bless.
Yeah, I think it's the power of the big Cuban that's slowing Zurdo down a little bit, but there's some success. Looking for a way in. Good left hand from Zurdo and a left from Dorticos.
Both exchanging big punches right now. He's looking to land something that's going to hurt Dorticos right now.
Well, a lot more activity from these guys in the seventh. That's because Zurdo's in range. He clipped him with a left.
I think he's going to try one more big rally.
He's staying right in the pocket, Antonio, and he's not even flinching when he gets hit from Dorticos.
Good combination by the champ. He's backing him up. Good counter shot.
We've seen Opatai in the later rounds struggle against fighters whereas Zurdo usually closes really strong. Nice left there from the champ.
Good kind of left, and it's been a while since Dorticus had him on the ropes like this, and he's been there for about 10, 15 seconds. Good counter shot. I think Dorticus is going to give it one more try before the end of the bell. Try to land something significant enough, maybe drop the champ or hurt him.
Dorticus landing some shots here, but Ramirez is responding with multi-punch scoring combinations.
Look at the movement now from the big guy.
Yeah, in the last round, no less.
Your winner by unanimous decision, and still the unified WBA and WBO Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez.
Okay, gentlemen, you went over the rules in the dressing room. Both of you guys know what I expect out of you. I'm gonna let you work it right here. This is good right here. Obey my commands. Protect yourself at all times. Touch him up. Let's go to work.
And for what it's worth, Chavez Sr. said there's no way my son loses this fight. No way. But he's losing right now, comprehensively. Oh, big right from Paul. And you can see the red markings now on the face of Chavez Jr. as he's getting beat up by El Gallo de Dorado. The crowd trying to will Jr. on. There's a left. They're cheering every punch he throws. There's another one. And a right from Jake Paul.
Jake throwing back. Jake don't have a lot of power on those shots, but he is throwing them and he is scoring. Good right hand by Chavez. Another one.
You can see the fatigue from Jake. Deep breaths and ate a big uppercut.
Chavez getting busy.
The crowd on their feet. They're starting to believe that maybe, just maybe.
Oh,
left hook.
Chavez trying to win around.
This is the Mexican style the fans came to see. Going out on your shield.
Ooh.
Right hand from Chavez.
Good jab.
Right hand from Chavez. Jake will fight back.
Oh!
Big left from Chavez Jr.